Hello, I'm Franciscan Father Albert Haase. I'd like to talk briefly about the spiritual practice of surrendering, the spiritual practice of letting go. You know, many years ago, it was in the mid-1980s, I met an extraordinary young girl at the age of 16 years old. And she was dying of Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS. And I can remember when I visited her 2 weeks before she died, in the process of our conversation, I asked her if she found it hard to die. And she said something to me that I thought was just extraordinary. She looked at me and she said, "You know, Father Albert, I really don't find it hard to die." She said, 2 years ago when I was diagnosed with ALS, I was able to walk. And gradually, I had to let go of the ability to walk. And I had to use a walker. And after a while, I could no longer use the walker. So I had to let go of the walker, and I was confined to a wheelchair. And then after a while, I could no longer use a wheelchair. So I had to let go of the wheelchair, and here I am now bedridden. She said, over the past 2 years, it's like every day I've had to let go of something, whether it's letting go of my dignity, of having to go to being able to go to the bathroom alone and having now someone to take care of me, having to let go of the ability to feed myself. I now need other people to help feed me. And so she said, "You know, Father, when death comes knocking at my door, it's not going to be hard, because it's going to be another moment of simply letting go." And I've got that down pretty well. I thought that was an extraordinary statement that she said, because, you know, one of the great challenges in the spiritual life is learning to let go, learning to surrender to whatever the present moment is asking of me. You know, that great prayer of Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, "Not my will, but yours be done." That's the great prayer, that's the great mantra of each one of us in every present moment in our lives, that we learn to surrender, we learn to let go. Are you aware of the fact that all of our stress and all of our tension is really self-imposed? All tension and stress comes not from the spouse, not from the kids. All tension and stress comes from me and my dogged need to be in charge, my dogged need to have my will be done. And so that makes us aware of the fact that if we want to learn to have a peaceful life, we need to let go. We need to surrender, as that young 16-year-old girl taught me back in the mid-50s. You know, in many ways, it's like learning how to float in water. When you're in a swimming pool, if you try to float, you're going to end up sinking right to the bottom of the pool. If you want to float, you have to let go and simply surrender. You have to let go and simply trust that the water will keep you afloat. And I think that's the same thing we need to do in life, that we need to simply surrender to the present moment. We let go of our need to be in charge, and we trust that in point of fact, God will carry us over the tough times in our lives. May the Lord give you His peace. Thank you very much.